for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini mate the I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about you.
Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with a quickie overview of the Marvel Legends Kingpin Builder figure wave. Took me a while to pull the trigger on this wave. Shout out to my man Danny LeBlanc. He came by my job this past Friday and took me to a belated birthday lunch, and he told me that Forbidden Planet had the Kingpin Builder figure wave in stock. And I meant to stop by there after work, so when I got to work Monday morning, I remembered, and I went over there, and I was able to pick up the full waves. So I've said this a few times over the past couple months that I thought the first few waves of Marvel Legends in 2019 have been pretty lackluster. There have been a few gems here and there, and I was pretty attracted to this wave just because of the Builder figure. Taking a look at Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat, her bio reads, sometimes Spider-Man's ally and sometimes his enemy. Felicia Hardy prowls the city as Black Cat. So if I'm not mistaken, this is our third Black Cat in the life of the Marvel Legends line. The very first one was from Toy Biz, and then we had a second one from Hasbro that I thought was good, and now we have this one in this atrocious costume. And those are cat eyes right there above her breasts. I really don't like this outfit, and you know, the articulation is what you would expect from the female figures from Marvel Legends. As of now, it's way past the time for Hasbro to update their female bucks. I will say that the head sculpt here is pretty nice. I don't know what the hell's going on with this whip thing. This is a more modern take on her costume here, and I'm not sure exactly when she was sporting this outfit. Again, I'm sure it was more recent, but you know, this is one that we didn't necessarily need. We didn't need another Black Cat. I feel like this was a wasted character. We could have had a brand new, never before seen, never before done character in the line. Up next is female number 2 of 2 from this wave, Silver Sable. Her bio reads, fearless mercenary Silver Sablinova makes her mark as a skilled martial artist and lethal sharp shooter. So this is an old school character, definitely a Spider-Man supporting character, and I think this is one that people wanted to see for quite some time. Not sure if they wanted to see this particular deco. I think this is a more modern take on the character. For the most part, her costume has stayed the same over the years. There's been little minor variations, so I guess you could kind of finagle it for old school or more modern. She comes with a couple of weapons here that we've seen before, with Deadpool, with Domino. It's kind of hard to get her to hold them firmly, though, so I don't know if this was the best choice. All of these little pouches and harnesses and holsters and things on her are separate parts. However, there is nowhere to actually holster any of the weapons, and I hate when Marvel Legends does that. Decent head sculpt here, but the same lackluster articulation that you would expect from any of the female figures that have been coming out. I'm glad to see that they put out a character that we've never seen in the line before, but again, due to lack of articulation, this one wasn't one that was knocking my socks off at all. Another character we have yet to see in the life of the Marvel Legends line, this is Puma. His bio reads, the genetically engineered Thomas Fireheart can transform himself into a half mountain lion, half human known as Puma. So this is another sort of Spider-Man supporting character, old school dude. 6 degrees of separation from all of these characters in this particular wave too. So he's shown up in books with Black Cat, Spider-Man, you know. So looks like they reused some of the parts from the Jackal figure, and I'm interested to see what else they may do with some of these parts or with this buck. This figure's actually okay. The teeth necklace is a separate part, so if you wanted to take that off, you can. He has decent articulation, but nothing really that new here aside from the character choice. Looking at Spider-Man next, apparently he has bonded with the symbiote once again in this iteration. His bio reads, the Venom symbiote gives Peter Parker a black suit with special enhanced powers. So again, like I said, all of these characters in this wave are connected in some form or fashion. So I believe he is connected to the next character that I'm going to look at. And I don't know, man. This is on a buck that we are used to with Spider-Man figures, so it is a nice range of motion. It's good articulation. You do get interchangeable hands with this guy, so you can have two open hands or two fisted hands. But these eyes here on the head sculpt didn't really translate as well as they intended, I'm sure. You know, the art for this character looks great, but the figure here didn't turn out that great. At least the head sculpt didn't. And I'm not sure. I've seen some pictures where the feet are just normal sort of feet that look like they're in footies or what have you, but then they gave him these like toes. I don't know why they did that, and I'm not sure if that's correct or not, and I really don't like that design at all. I would have liked to just see plain feet and not toes here, but this one is not terrible. Again, it's decent articulation, but I really wish they would have done something different with the head sculpt, or at least done a better job of trying to capture the comic book likeness. Up next, looking at Red Goblin, and I guess I am totally out of the loop because I do not know what the heck is going on here. I'll read his bio. It says, when Norman Osborn merges with the Carnage symbiote, he becomes the villainous Red Goblin. So again, like I said, I've seen images of him fighting Spider-Man with the black symbiote, so I assume that this was all part of some story arc or some storyline. Let me know in the comments below anything you want to let me know about any of these characters and any current arcs that have been out in the comic books. But man, this is a mess. So you do get the modular sort of Carnage part that can stick in his back there, and you can do whatever you want with that. You do get, I guess, what is Red Goblin bomb that you see in his right hand, which he can hold with no issue. But this tail, man, is freaking useless. It does not move. It's static in that one position, and he doesn't come with any glider. Come on, man. Then they also put him on this same buck that they've been putting Carnage on. No butterfly joints, no nothing here. Nothing really new. I mean, it's a new character, I guess, but not really, because then again, it's still just Norman Osborn. But they gave us the bare minimum here, didn't really go above and beyond, and this tail really pisses me off. Up next, we looking at Night Thrasher. His bio reads, the founder of the New Warriors, Dwayne Taylor, is a martial arts master clad in a special combat suit. This is probably my favorite regular figure out of the wave, surprisingly. I was never really a big fan of the character back in the day. This is sort of a classic look for him, or it is his classic look. And he came with a little backpack apparatus that you could attach his batons to, and he came with a little skateboard, which is cool. The figure actually has great articulation. There are some reused parts. Looks like they used some of the parts from the modern Taskmaster that we received a couple years back. And this guy came out pretty nice, man. I'd like to see them complete a classic New Warriors team. And if they do that and they give us a speedball, then they got to give us a penance at some point. But again, this is one of the standout figures from the wave. His hands do pop out. So if you do have some black fisted hands that you want to use, you can. And the red bandana or scarf around his right thigh is a separate piece, as is the belt. The head does pop off. It's a decent release here. And finally, a new Kingpin, a Kingpin Builder figure. This is probably one of the only reasons to pick up this wave is for this particular figure. This is a really good offering here from Hasbro. Absolutely better than the original Toy Biz Kingpin that we got. Not that much more articulation than that figure, a bit more, but he just looks great. Aesthetically, he's going to fit in much better with some of the modern things that we've received from Hasbro. He comes with two interchangeable heads, so you have the relaxed version and a sort of angry, open mouth, gritted teeth version. He's got his little cane here, even though mine looks like it's a little warped. I'm going to have to do some hot water, cold water. His jacket is actually removable, but there is no way to kind of swap out the arms to show his black collared shirt underneath. If they would have included an extra set of swappable arms with this guy, that would have really taken him over the top. I have heard some issues with quality control with this guy. My version was pretty decent. I did have to take to him with a little baby wipe and just kind of clean up the suit a little bit in some areas, but for the most part, my version came out really good. I'm really happy with this Build-A-Figure, and I'm excited to get him in some displays, no doubt about that. Hasbro did their thing with this guy, and I ended up skipping out on the 6-arm spider because that figure is just whack to me. They didn't put any ab crunch on him, and then we're going to be getting the sort of like spidered out version of that figure at some point this year, and neither version is still better than the old Toy Biz Man Spider that we got. That figure had such great detail, not the greatest articulation, but it was a really good looking figure. I'm actually kind of upset that I traded that figure some years back. But Kingpin Build-A-Figure is great. If you can get this wave on discount just to get the Build-A-Figure, I'd highly recommend that. Or if you just go and buy the Build-A-Figure by itself on eBay or trade for it or whatever the case may be, this is one that you definitely want to own. And, you know, I'm glad I still made the sacrifice and picked up the other figures just to get this guy. I'm really happy with this Build-A-Figure. So good job on the BAF. Lackluster wave overall. And that's that.